Live readings with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I am TJ, I'm our technical director. All of the actors you'll be hearing tonight are volunteering their time and their talents from their homes to bring a little bit of entertainment into your homes. Many of them first met each other just 15 minutes ago when they logged into this Zoom meeting, and we want to thank them very much for joining us. We would also like to thank our friend, Your Friendly Neighborhood Shakespeare, for joining us tonight and for hosting this on his pages. Check out his website, shakespeareapproves.com, and his Patreon, patreon.com/Shakespeare. Find out more about him at the aforementioned website or by visiting his Facebook page, Shakespeare Approves, Your Friendly Neighborhood Shakespeare. As always, we want to acknowledge and thank all of the medical professionals and essential workers who've been working tirelessly to keep us all as healthy and safe as possible. And we want to acknowledge those demonstrating and protesting for the simple fact that Black Lives Matter. If you are interested in more information about our totally volunteer organization, check out our website, zenithplayers.com. Feel very free to check out our very attractive donations page. 100% of all donations go towards production costs, which these days consist of the various subscriptions that allow for these readings to happen. If you would like to read with us in future projects, just send us an email at casting@zenithplayers.com and we'll get you on board. As far as future projects, this Saturday we have Bonduca, John Fletcher's dramatization of the story of Boudica, Queen of the Iceni. Next Monday, we have James Robinson Planchet's The Vampire, and we'll have other readings in between, but on Halloween night, October 31st and November 1st, we will present Night of the Living Dead. For now, you're safe from zombies, though, so relax and enjoy Steve Anderson as Gabriel Utterson, Caitlin Jurowitz as Dr. Lanyon, Justine D'Souza as Mrs. Lanyon, Mira Singer as Agnes Carew, Andrew Weinstein as General Sir Danvers Carew, Andrea DeRiso as Rebecca Moore, Andrew Gellos as Inspector Newcomb, David Narlock as Poole, Dan Kostelik as Dr. Jekyll, and Ken D. O'Castle as Mr. Hyde.
Act 1. Sir Danvers Carew and Utterson are playing chess, accompanied by Mrs. Lanyon and Agnes.
Don't worry, Agnes. It distracts me. Check.
No, Papa.
And shut that window. There's a good child. It grows chilly after sunset.
Yes, Papa.
Chilly? In August?
After India, he means.
There's no heat like the heat of London bricks. I ought to know, my dear. I have passed so many wretched Augusts here in town. Dr. Lanyon will not leave his patients, and his poor wife is of secondary importance. You see what comes of marrying into medicine.
My dear aunt, I can't understand why Harry did not dine here as he promised.
My dear, your father is right. To worry is absurd.
Yes, but...
As if you were not engaged to the dearest and best man in London. Think of his handsome property, my dear. Dr. Jekyll is very busy. One of his horrid patients has detained him.
But he has looked so pale of late. He is overworking and...
Nonsense. The exercise will do him good. Overwork never kills anybody but a fool. Look at my husband. Everybody calls Dr. Lanyon the picture of health. Yet he works like a slave.
Check. Everybody will keep chattering.
Why, Danvers, how can you say so? Nobody has breathed a syllable. He has lost his game.
We will speak lower, Papa, dear. Aunt, I am sure that Harry has something on his mind.
Take some tea, dear, and quiet your nerves. And when Dr. Jekyll comes, don't scold him. Keep your criticism until after marriage. You will need them. Don't say I'm malicious. I simply forecast the future with the best of motives. For in spite of his ample fortune, Dr. Jekyll's ideas are quite too far advanced, and for such a very young man, too, the cleverest and by many years the youngest of them all. My husband says...
Ah!
Bless me, what's the matter?
All Utterson's fault.
Oh, completely.
Why, Danvers, that very thing happened the night before last.
Just as Sir Danvers was winning.
We can never get them back. No matter. Call it a draw.
Good. How else could I get over an old Indian campaigner like you?
You see, Utterson, my next move was this with the rook.
And mine was to lose the bishop. Perhaps the knight. So.
Mr. Utterson is so clever. Your father really needs a lawyer to manage him.
Lanyon appears in garden.
There's Lanyon. We'll leave it up to him.
Enter Lanyon.
Ah, here you all are. I cut across the square. Jekyll asked me to say that he'll come directly. A patient detained him.
There, you see?
Splendid dislocation. Really fine. I wanted it myself.
You were with him then, Uncle?
Yes, one of our little discussions. No, thanks.
Oh no, a cigar and a problem.
Enter Jarvis.
You may take the tea away, Jarvis.
Yes, miss. A card for you, miss. The young person is waiting in the drawing room.
Very well, I will see her.
Jarvis clears the table and exits.
The teacher from the parish school. Will you come, Aunt?
Yes, dear. Those men are smoking again. What comfort they will get out of it. I'm half inclined to try it myself, but it disagrees with one so.
Aunt?
Yes, dear, I'm coming.
Exit Agnes and Mrs. Lanyon.
I've been telling Jekyll a strange story.
Story. Let us have it. Sit down.
Enfield's adventure. You know Enfield.
Oh, yes, kinsman of mine.
Jolly man about town, isn't he?
Well, hardly jolly. Infernally odd, I call him. Fond of pushing his way down by streets at night, at dead of night after adventure. By George, he got one.
Well?
Well, it was this way. He was coming home from some place at the end of the world about 3 a.m, with nothing to be seen but lamps. Everybody asleep. Street after street lighted like a procession and empty as a church. All at once he saw 2 figures, one a little man shuffling along at a good walk, and the other a girl, a mere child running down a cross street. Naturally enough, at the corner the two ran into one another like that. And then came the horror of the thing. For the man went on like some damned juggernaut, trampled on the child's body, left her screaming. Nothing when you tell it, he said, but hellish to see.
Horrible! What did Enfield do?
He ran after my gentleman, collared him, and brought him back, perfectly calm and offering no resistance. A crowd had collected, and the women were as wild as harpies. The man stood in the middle with a kind of black, sneering coolness, frightened, but carrying it off like Satan. He called it an accident. I'll pay for it, he said. Name your figure.
And they let him go?
Not till they had made him sweat for it. He took them to a back court by the river, somewhere near the old Watergate. There he stopped at a certain door.
Like a cellar door, low and shabby?
Yes, with a gable over the street, so Enfield said. What of that?
I remember the places all. Go on.
Yes, go on.
Well, he opened the door with a key, went in, and came back with a cheque for £100, not his own, mind you. The cheque of a well-known man whose name Enfield would not tell me.
I see. A forgery.
Not a bit of it. The cheque was genuine.
Come, that's strange.
Yes, and how did he come by it? For the fellow was curiously repulsive. So ugly that everyone who saw him turned sick and white at first look, as if an icy finger were tracing out his spine.
The check was genuine, you say. You do not know who drew it?
No, Enfield would not give the smallest hint. But he was a person of note, the very pink of the proprieties.
And the name of the man who walked over the child, did he tell you that?
Oh, yes. His name was Hyde.
Hyde?
Yes, Hyde.
What sort of a person was he? Did you say?
Not easy to describe, according to Enfield. There's something wrong with him, said he. Something detestable, as if he ought to be deformed, and yet wasn't. Altogether extraordinary and...
A young man?
Young, yes, as we men go.
You are sure he used a key?
Enfield said so.
And you told Jekyll this?
Of course, as I tell it to you. Hang it, man, I'm not in the witness box. What's the matter with you?
Nothing. You suggested a problem that I was trying to work out. Your story quite upsets me.
And it has given me a cold shiver. Let us go up to the drawing room.
It's not my story, it's Enfield's, you know. I thought you would like it. Utterson knows more of this, I'll swear.
One moment, please. May I write a line?
Oh, of course. There you are. Shall you be long?
Oh, no, just a line.
It's not a bad glass of cognac.
Oh, thanks, yes.
The whole compound as we used to say in India, is yours. All except that game of chess. That was a draw.
A cellar door, low and shabby, under a gable on the street, near the old Watergate, too. Surely it was the unused door to Jekyll's laboratory, the old dissecting room, which Hyde had the key. What is the meaning of this strange intimacy? Why is the will that I hold for Henry Jekyll made in favor of his friend and benefactor, Mr. Edward Hyde, a man whom even I, his old acquaintance, do not know by sight? Friend and benefactor? Why, Hyde must be the fiend himself. There can be no doubt whose check he paid. Poor Harry Jekyll. My mind misgives me. He is in deep water now. What if this Hyde were to suspect the existence of the will and grow impatient to inherit? It turns me cold to think of this creature stealing like a thief to the boy's very bedside. It must not be. I'll caution him and put my shoulder to the wheel, if Harry will only let me. I'll write a line at once to make an appointment with him.
Enter Jekyll through the garden.
It must not be. I can never marry her. With this hideous secret, this new danger threatening me at every step. My duty is clear. I must see her no more.
Jekyll!
Oh, Utterson, is that you?
What is it? You're not ill?
Oh, ill? No, you startled me, that's all. I was never better, never in my life.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. You come most opportunely. I was writing you a letter. There's no need of it now. If you'll give me a moment.
Business, sir? Well?
Sit down. It's about that will of yours. Oh, we're quite alone, Jekyll. I don't like it.
My poor Utterson, you are unfortunate in your client. I never knew a man so distressed as you were about my will, except perhaps that hidebound pedant Lanyon at my scientific heresies. No man ever disappointed me as Lanyon has.
No, I refused to draw up the will. I never approved of it.
Yes, I know. You've told me so.
Well, I tell you so again. To one clause in it, I object particularly.
To what clause?
You make a large bequest to your friend and benefactor, Edward Hyde. So far, so good. But you add that in the case of your disappearance or unexplained absence for a period exceeding 3 calendar months, the said Hyde shall inherit without further delay, without further question?
Yes.
As your old friend and legal advisor, I protest against that provision. It is dangerous, unheard of, monstrously unjust.
Unjust?
To Miss Carew, your future wife, yes.
Well, have you done?
No, I have not done. Today I have learnt something of this man Hyde.
I do not care to listen longer. We must agree to drop this matter.
What I heard was abominable.
It can make no change. You do not understand my position. I'm painfully situated, Utterson. The case is a very strange one. Very strange. Talking will not mend it.
Harry, you know me thoroughly. I am to be trusted. I will get you out of this. Make a clean breast of it in confidence, I beg of you.
My dear fellow, this is downright good of you. I would trust you before any man alive, before myself had either choice. But it is not what you fancy. The moment I please, I can be rid of Hyde. There. I give you my hand upon it. And I thank you again and again. But this is a private matter. Pray let it sleep.
As you please. Are you going upstairs?
In a moment, yes. One word more. I have really a great interest in poor Hyde. A very great interest. If I am taken away, promise me to bear with him and to get him his rights. You would, if you knew all.
I hope I may never see the man.
It would take a weight off my mind if you would promise.
You don't want me to like him, do you?
No, only to do him justice for my sake when I am gone.
I promise. Much good that interview did either of us.
Utterson exits.
Poor humankind, bound by laws as rigid as the sheepskin covers of books that hold them. And I, who have toiled for man, am doomed to eternal wretchedness. The possessor of a secret I dare not even whisper. Heaven help me. Heaven help me.
Enter Agnes.
Harry,
In the power of a monster I myself created, in its power, what if it should present itself here before them all? What if...
what does he say? Harry?
Agnes! Is that you?
Yes, there is something wrong. I have seen it in your face for days. What is it, Harry? You must let me share in this. How else am I to help you?
You cannot help me. There's no help for me on earth.
Harry?
We are at the crossroads. We must part before it is too late. I must go on alone.
Part?
Yes.
Are you out of your senses? Do you know me? I have promised to be your wife. I love you. Look, this is I, Agnes Carew.
It is you who do not know me. I am unfit to live upon the same earth as you. You do not know me, I tell you.
Are you not Henry Jekyll?
The philanthropist, the man of science, the distinguished surgeon, before the world? Yes. However, it all were a lie. If I were like one possessed of a fiend, wearing at times another shape, vile, monstrous, hideous beyond belief.
Oh, be silent.
Yes, a fiend without a conscience, and without remorse, inventing crimes and longing only to commit them.
This is horrible. Who accuses you? You are ill and tired. You are not yourself.
That is true. I am but half myself. The other half is...
Mine. You have no right to accuse it falsely.
You will not believe me if I dare to tell you.
You shall tell me nothing.
You are right. It is best to part so.
Part? How little you know me. If you have sins to conquer, I have mine too. Who is there without sin in all the world? We are born into it to help one another. And when you need me most, am I to give you up, to leave you?
You can say these things. You ask me nothing.
No. You have won my love. You must accept it.
But if you knew...
How much I might confess to you, you would not listen.
Darling, No, I cannot.
Whoever lived that was not tempted by the fiend? To be tempted is not to yield. We will resist.
You are an angel.
Harry, do you remember where I met you first?
In the ward of the hospital, yes.
Where you watched by my poor old nurse who was dying. You were there night and day, with all that human skill could do, with more than human patience and devotion. I tried to thank you for your kind looks, your gentle words. I could not speak.
But your eyes said it all, and then I loved you. It was a strange courtship.
That is the man I know. There is no other. Drive away these morbid fancies for my sake. For my sake.
For your sake, yes. You shall teach me to control myself. I will take courage.
To me you are without fear, without reproach.
To you at my best, always. See, the stars are coming out. Which among them is ours?
The brightest. I will show it to you. Come.
They exit. Enter Sir Danvers.
Agnes! Jekyll! Oh, I see. There they go. Poor dears. Just as I was at their age. It is for this that we come into this world. And when a man gets beyond it is love, it is time for him to be mustered out. Hi-ho! Here I sit like a one-legged fowl upon his perch, waiting for the old butcher, death to dispatch him. Good die first, and they whose hearts are dry as summer dust burned to the socket. I dare swear I shall live to be 100. My poor wife. I tried her sometimes with my quick temper, but I have never outgrown my love for her, thank God, though she has been gone these 20 years.
Re-enter Agnes from window.
Papa, has everybody gone?
Yes, Agnes. What, and Jekyll too?
Yes, he was called away. An important case, he said. There he goes now, through the trees. Look, Papa, the moon is coming up. It is beautiful.
Yes, darling. Almost like a moonrise in the east.
A falling star. They say, for every star that falls, a mortal dies on earth. Do you believe that, Papa?
Why not? There is no earthly moment without death. It is very near us always. Agnes, do you remember Mangalore?
Not clearly. Strange things come back to me, trifles that mean nothing. The shore of a river, a red macaw that always swung on the veranda, a tall brown man who carried me sometimes, and...
Your mother, Agnes.
Yes, dear Mamma. How large her eyes were, what slender wrists she had, what tiny hands. Oh, Papa, Papa.
Now it is strange that a great blustering trooper like me should have even one tear left in his dry old eyes. There, play something, dear.
What, Papa?
The Indian air.
Mamma's?
Yes.
She plays. At the finish, Hyde appears at the window.
I do believe Papa has dropped asleep. Ah!
How cold it is! What's this?
Papa, Papa!
Leave the room, Agnes. Do as I bid you, child.
Exit Agnes.
And now, sir, what business brings you to my house?
Agnes, why did you send her away?
My daughter's name? Why, what's that to you?
Your daughter, yes. Call her back. I must speak with her.
How dare you?
Call her back, I say. I saw her face through the window, and I like it.
Scoundrel! Leave my house!
That's good.
Monster! Who and what are you? Go on!
Go! Why, I will make the house mine, the girl mine, if I please.
Infernal villain! I'll...
Hands off! Or it will be your death, I warn you.
By heaven, I'll...
Good! Good! One more, what less? What does it matter? There, if you will have it!
Hyde throttles him. Door right thrown open and Agnes rushes in. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Hyde.
Still as death, not a sound. I thought someone followed me. In the street I saw the shadow. It was my own. Shut it out, shut it out! Who's there? What is this? This that I love. Who would suspect harm of this? This that could kill and kill and kill for the sport of killing. Why, no one. My own self is my sanctuary. I need not fear. But no more shadows. No more shadows. Fool, she has forgotten the brandy.
Enter Rebecca, door left, with decanter and glasses.
Oh, you're there, are you? The brandy.
Here.
You have something to tell me?
A man has asked for you.
A man? When?
An hour ago.
What did he want?
You.
What was he like?
A man, like any other.
Like me?
No, thank heaven.
Heaven. Choose your words better.
The other place then?
Curse your tongue, go! Stop. What's their gossip at the street corner?
What should they talk of? The murder?
Murder? What murder?
The old man, the rich general.
And they say?
That the murderer is discovered.
Discovered? What's that to me? I do not know him.
Nor do I. If I did,
Well,
it would be worth money to me.
what could you do with money?
Count it and keep it to count again.
There's money for you. Okay, if I'm asked for again, say I'm gone.
Gone?
Gone away, do you hear?
I have ears.
Use them and spare your tongue. Go!
Rebecca crosses to the door, shakes her fist at him, and exits.
They're after me. Must destroy all clues and be gone. So. Look. Why do I tremble so? Brandy. Sir Danvers Carew is in his grave. No beyond it. In heaven or... To the ghost of Sir Danvers Carew. Are you there? Are you? This is a very merry meeting. Your hand. A little near to the fire. The night air is cold. Your health, sir, and a warm grave to you in the morning. He's gone now, Hark.
He's gone away, I tell you.
Newcomb forces his way in at the door, followed by Rebecca as Hyde exits.
I say I must come in. Uh-huh. Snug quarters. Very snug. And
He's
a lodger.
He's not here.
And if a friendly gentleman should come to call upon him and couldn't for the life of him recollect his name.
I don't know his name.
That's a good one, so it is.
I have many lodgers. I ask no questions and am well paid for it.
I am Inspector Newcomb of Scotland Yard.
Is he in trouble? What has he done?
Gently now, gently. Now, these are banknotes. Notes, money, do you see?
Yes, I see.
And they're yours.
Mine? Mine? Why, this is 20 pounds.
All yours and as much more if you will help me to a few words with this gentleman. He's a very popular character, don't you say?
I hate him.
Come, that's business. Oh, we're getting on.
Hush, hush. Speak lower. There are mice in the walls.
Aye, and out on them too.
His name is Hyde.
Hyde. And he's here.
No, but he will come back. Go to the street door and watch. When the right man comes, I will hold the light to his face. So.
You're an angel of light. A real out and outer. Blessed if you ain't.
And the money?
Wages paid weekly, regular, when earned.
Not so loud. Go. £20, eh? 20 pounds.
Mum. Easy now, easy. No love making. Lord, she'll hug me next.
Newcomb exits.
5, 10, 15.
Enter
20.
Hyde.
£20.
What did you whisper there?
The money. Give me the money.
You saw me, did you?
No, no.
What did you tell him? Answer!
Nothing. Nothing.
That's a lie. Another word and I'll kill you. Now go!
Rebecca exits, sobbing. Hyde follows her and locks the door.
They're after me. But I leave no clue. No trace but ashes. Too late. Too late.
A knock is heard. Hyde extinguishes the candles, opens the mirror, and stands laughing and rubbing his hands. As the knock on the door is repeated louder and louder, Hyde vanishes through the mirror. Rebecca enters, holding a light above her head, followed by Newcomb. Act 2, Scene 2. Enter Utterson.
Jekyll still absent. Out of town on an important case, the servants say. Leaving no address. He can know nothing of the murder. It is unaccountable. No matter. He gives me the better chance to investigate his friends. There's the laboratory door, as dark and ugly and mysterious as ever. Night after night I haunt this place, as the story of that human juggernaut haunts me. I have sworn never to rest until I learn the cause of this strange friendship. I must seek Mr. Hyde, meet him face to face. This is the only way. Hark, there's someone coming. Oh, if it were he, let him be Mr. Hyde. I'll be Mr. Seek.
Enter Hyde.
Mr. Hyde, I think.
What do you want?
I see you're going in. I am an old friend of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Utterson of Gaunt Street. You must have heard my name.
You will not find Dr. Jekyll. He is from home. How do you know me?
On your side, will you do me a favor?
With pleasure. What shall it be?
Will you let me see your face? Now I shall know you again. It may be useful.
Yes, of course. You should have my address.
Horrible. He too was thinking of the will.
That reminds me, you are Jekyll's man of business.
So far as he consults me, yes.
It was you, then, who drew up his will.
Oh, infamy. By no means. It was I who declined to draw it up.
You don't like me.
No, why should I?
Wait till you know me better. The will is in your keeping.
Yes?
Have a care. We're to be lost or destroyed.
You forget yourself. I am not likely to betray my trust.
So much the better. And a word in your ear. Jekyll is not long for this world.
What do you mean?
He is far from strong. I'm anxious, most anxious. Should he be taken away, suddenly, you will...
I need no professional advice. At the proper time, I shall do my duty.
If you are not prudent, it will go hard with you.
Spare me your threats, if you please.
Not so fast. The wise man thinks twice before making enemies. You left my question unanswered. How did you know me?
By description.
We have common. Whose description?
Common friends?
Common friends? Who are they?
Why, Jekyll, for instance.
He never told you. I do not think you would have lied.
Come, sir, this is not fitting language.
You don't like me, eh? No matter, I like you. Call upon me, and I'll pay you compliments.
Hyde exits.
My flesh creep. What does it mean? Why has he that key? I must know more. No window, not a loophole. I hear his step. A light shines through the crevice. What is his business there in Jekyll's absence? Silent as a coffin. A devil's mystery is this. Oh, Harry Jekyll, if ever I read Satan's signature in a man's face, it is there in the face of that new friend of yours.
Rebecca enters.
What do you want? I have nothing for you.
Have you seen him? Which way did he go?
Seen him? Seen whom?
I followed him through the glass, street after street, turning and twisting, up and down, and now he's lost. Lost!
What do you mean? Whom did you follow?
The murderer.
Murderer?
Let me go. He has robbed me. He tore up the notes before my eyes, but I'll find him as sure as I am a starving woman. Let me go! Let me go!
There's money for you. What man do you want?
20 pounds he stole from me. 20 pounds!
Speak! Who is it?
I know he lied, but I heard the officers whispering it. I know he murdered Sir Danvers Carew.
Who did this? Where does he live?
At my house. The police are there. The best lodgings in Soho. He has robbed me. Robbed me!
Soho? His name! His name!
Hyde! Hyde, Hyde, Hyde! I'll cry it to the streets. I'll write it on the walls. He shall swing for it. I'll find him, Hyde. Murderer and thief! Thief!
Rebecca exits.
He murdered Sir Danvers Carew. Hyde! Edward Hyde! He has the key of Jekyll's house. Jekyll's bosom friend. And he is there at this moment. Horrible. Why do I stand here? I must rouse the servants. He must be taken. Locked, of course. To be here with only this plank between us. I cannot break it down, but he is mine for all that. Open! Open, I say!
The door opens, and Jekyll appears at the entrance.
You shall answer, I will wake the dead. Jekyll!
Addison, is that you?
Jekyll? Here? And alone?
Why not?
And you do not know the murder? You have heard nothing?
Yes, all, just now. From the servants.
What have you done with Hyde?
Hush! Come in!
They exit into the house. Act 2, Scene 3. Enter Poole.
The doctor has come back. The news of this murder has been a terrible shock to him. But there's something else, something that is driving him to his grave. He's in the laboratory where he locked himself up and for days and days and sees nobody but Mr. Hyde.
There is a knock outside. Poole opens it. Enter Lanyon.
Any word of your master, Poole?
Heaven be praised, he's back at last. I heard him just now in the laboratory. He came that way, I think.
Say I must see him. Say it once.
Very, very good, sir.
Poole exits.
He knows nothing. Who should have been the first to know. I must break the news. This of tonight is strange indeed. That fiend Hyde, the murderer, we might have guessed it. And as usual, the police have muddled the affair. He is scot-free.
Enter Jekyll.
Ah! Lanyon!
I bring news. Bad news.
Yes, I know. I've seen Utterson. You have taken Agnes to your house.
Yes, the change will do her good. But she asks constantly for you.
Poor child. Poor child. The murderer has been traced, it seems.
Yes, to certain lodgings which were found deserted. Here's the story. Never fear, we shall get him.
Let us hope so.
Man is mad, of course.
Strange, very strange. And yet I doubt
What?
the underlying madness.
What else could it be?
You know my views, Lanyon, that every man has two natures, a power for good and an evil power. One pure, noble, divine, the other working in darkness.
Your old hobby horse, not unsaddled yet.
No, call it what you will. I still believe that by some means the good and evil in man may be housed in separate identities.
In short, that you or I may walk out of that door, not one man, but two distinct creatures, with substance, form, reason, all the rest of it.
Yes.
Pardon me, are you serious?
Never more so. Look at your shadow. It is black and ugly, horrible in its distortion. Knowing only your shadow, one could be forgiven for declining to know more of you, Lanyon.
True, we might dispense with our shadows and be none the worse.
Think then how we might dispense with those that lie hidden here. If our unjust half could hold his cause without remorse, if the just could do good, free of all disgrace, untrammeled, unhampered.
Why, this is like the ounce of black powder turning quicksilver to gold. Perpetual motion is a fool to it.
Steam and electricity were sneered at once. Think how such discovery would benefit the world.
Ah, let discovery go. Perfect that which is discovered and throw overboard your delusions. They lead nowhere.
Or to fame and immortality, to cures of which Hippocrates never dreamt.
Preposterous. You've no right to dabble in these occult sciences. It is unprofessional.
Unprofessional. That word kills enterprise.
We won't quarrel, my dear fellow. Study these things if you will, but don't discuss them with me. I'm an old fogey. There, say you forgive me.
With all my heart. But if the murderer...
We'll dissect him together when he's taken. Until then, hang him, say I.
He will never be taken.
We shall see. We're forgetting Agnes. You will come to her?
Yes, I will follow you.
Enter Poole.
Ah! Poole.
Beg pardon, sir. Are you to dine at home?
No, I shall dine out.
Very good, sir.
Jekyll has gone stark mad. Enterprise. Push.
Lanyon exits.
Poole?
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Utterson still there?
In the laboratory? Yeah, yes, sir.
Say I am alone.
Exit Poole. Enter Utterson.
What have you done with Hyde?
He has entered this house for the last time.
That is no answer. Have you been mad enough to conceal this fellow?
I swear to you that I have done with him. He will never be heard of more.
As you please. Remember, if this comes to a trial, your name must appear inevitably.
I know. Stay a moment. I want your advice.
Advice?
Yes. This letter, received from him tonight, assures me of his escape. It should perhaps be shown to the police. Will you advise me?
A letter? From Hyde?
Yes.
Let me see it. Great heaven. A forgery. The hand clumsily disguised, but Jekyll's own. That is my advice.
What have you done?
Saved your neck, it may be. So you forged for a murderer. And such a murderer. God forgive you.
Enter Agnes.
Miss Carew.
Harry, where is he?
He's there. Poor girl, who shall tell her this?
Exit Utterson.
Harry.
Agnes. Here.
You did not come. I could not wait.
Agnes. How sad. How pale.
Have they not told you?
Yes, just now. But it's all strange, unreal.
Harry, I have come here for your help. They told you, did they not, that the police are on the track of that man?
Yes, I know.
But there is something more. Harry, it was I who saw him.
Saw him? Saw whom?
The man. Hyde.
You saw him? When?
That night. I remember every line of his face. No other ever wore a look so wicked. It haunts me everywhere. I see it in my dreams. Here at your side, I see it even now.
No.
Harry, I can never rest till he is taken. He must be traced, identified by my description. Come with me to the police.
The police?
Yes, come.
Impossible.
What do you mean?
Not now, I mean. It is too late. Tomorrow.
No, at once. Why do you hesitate?
No. Let us go.
Ah, come.
Enter Poole.
I beg pardon, sir. In the laboratory, I found these keys. Surely, sir, they would be Mr. Hyde's.
Give them to me.
Mr. Hyde? Harry, what is this? You know him? My father's murderer? Your friend? Harry? Harry?
No. I spoke the truth. He is gone forever.
And you let him go? Don't touch me. If you really speak the truth, if you are honest and sincere, prove it to me now.
Prove it? How?
A word will do. Promise to have no thought but this. Promise to follow up this man, to hunt him down with all your heart and soul. Find him. Promise that. No, swear it.
Oh, not that. Not that.
Swear it.
I cannot.
You cannot. Why?
Because he is my other self.
Ah.
End of Act 2. Act 3. Enter Lanyon and Poole.
Come in. What is this? Your master is away.
Yes, sir. And he wrote me word to bring you this parcel, which I've done, sir.
A drawer with powders and a file. Where did you get this?
In the doctor's cabinet. All just as I found it, sir. The orders written me was to give it to your own personal self with this letter.
I see. It's from Jekyll. He never came to dinner yesterday. You say he's gone. Where?
I don't know, but I don't like it, sir. He's mostly away, sir. And when at home, he locks himself up in his cabinet alone.
With his infernal discoveries, I suppose.
I wish I might die if I like it, sir. There's something wrong.
Wrong?
Mischief's brewing in our house. I don't know what it is. I'm afraid, sir. I'm afraid.
Quite right, miss. Quite right.
The inspector. There, Poole. We'll talk of this another time. I'll call tomorrow upon your master.
Very good, sir. But, sir, if he asks you into that cabinet of his, don't you go.
Nonsense. You're a fool. Not another word. Go home and go to sleep.
Very good, sir. God grant we are as we are, all of us, tomorrow, sir, at this time.
Exit Poole.
Stupid old fool. Like master, like man. What's all this rubbish? I'll put it out of the way.
Enter Newcomb.
Well, saw you Miss Carew.
Quite right, sir. By her account, the murderer wasn't one to fall in love with. We shall get him.
You'll print the handbills.
At once. All the world will know my gentleman before the week is out. He hasn't the ghost of a chance. Right, sir?
One moment. It's a bit of a nightcap for you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Old port. I give you a tanning of Hyde.
The tanning of Hyde. Oh, that's an outer, so it is. Oh, damn. I quite forgot her ladyship.
Her ladyship?
The old hag, Hyde's housekeeper. She swears she'll see you and the young lady. I made her wait outside.
What does she want?
The needful. She lost the notes I paid her, or says so.
Let her come in. She may be useful.
Come in, beauty.
Enter Rebecca.
Perhaps the young lady would rather not.
Enter Agnes.
Oh, beg your pardon, miss.
I will see her. What is your name?
Rebecca, miss. Rebecca Moore.
You have asked for me?
It's the money, miss. The money. He tore it up bit by bit before my eyes.
Who did this?
Hyde.
She keeps the lodgings, miss. Hyde's lodgings in Soho.
Yes. And this money?
£20, miss. £20. I'm a poor woman. My trade is ruined. Only £20. And if I find him...
Let her have the money, uncle. She may help us.
Yes, that's it. That's it, the money. help you, yes. He burned his papers. I found him bit in the ashes with the writing on it. Did you see?
Let me have it. Great heaven. Jekyll's hand.
Bless you, miss. Bless you for these.
There, that'll do. You've got the money. Keep it.
Keep it, yes. 5, 10, 15.
Rebecca exits.
I beg pardon, sir. That bit of paper?
I will examine it. You shall have it tomorrow.
Very well, sir. At your orders, sir. You'll find me at Scotland Yard. Poor young lady.
Exit Newcomb.
Uncle, that paper?
It is nothing. Part of a check to Hyde's order. The signature burned away, not of the smallest consequence.
I must see it.
Yes, another time.
No, I insist.
What? Was such a trifle?
You are wasting time. I know who signed the paper. Give it to me. His hand, I thought so.
You knew. Was it for this that you broke with Jekyll yesterday?
Do not speak his name. I learned things that I cannot understand, that are hard to believe.
He gave Hyde money. Why?
I do not know. Oh, Uncle, see him. Make him tell you.
Yes, tomorrow I will see him, force him to confess.
Confess? Then you too believe?
No, I cannot believe. That paper, let me have it.
No.
Agnes!
You promised this to the police and they shall have it.
Child, think of what you are doing. If Jekyll should be innocent, will you bring evidence against him?
No, against my father's murderer. Who else should bring it?
You're right. It is best. Hush, your aunt. Not a word of this to her.
Enter Mrs. Lanyon.
Goodness, I've been looking for you everywhere.
For me?
Tell you I cannot bear it. I say it is absurd and wicked.
Wicked? What is it? Who is wicked?
The engagement for no reason, at such a time too. I say it is positively... Poor man, I feel for him so. What could it all do now?
I cannot help it, Aunt.
She'll be of us all. Why do you stand here and take her part? Nothing.
There is nothing to be done.
Nothing. She will have a maid in a black frock and he calls it nothing.
Perfectly right.
To break her word like a weathercock. Right on, Agnes. Call them back. Think of your family. Think of your worldly prospects.
He is right, I tell you.
I can never see him, never hear of him again.
What? You do...
No, she does not love him.
No, it is not true. I do love him. I cannot help it. There.
What have you done?
I have saved his life, but I must never see him. Never.
Go, my child. Go. We will talk of this tomorrow.
Exit Agnes.
It is shameful.
Let her alone. In these matters, it is best not to interfere.
Interfere? I? Interfere? How dare you say such?
Why, just now.
Just now, I did my duty.
Granted, but...
Point of honor. Poor Jekyll. I could almost marry him myself to save the family vision.
Oh, well, as you please. Don't mind me.
And you uphold her.
Be calm. Be calm.
Calm. You have no feeling, no...
Don't provoke me. Damn it, madam.
Mrs. Lanyon runs off writing.
Propriety. I object to bigamy in the family, and she calls me a brute. And Agnes, too. Man is always in the wrong. What does all this mean? What has Jekyll to do with Hyde? Why did he send me those powders? Ah, his letter. Dear Lanyon, you are one of my oldest friends, and although we may have differed on scientific questions, I remember no break in our affections. There was never a day when I would not have sacrificed my left hand to help you. Lanyon, my life, my honor, my reason are all at your mercy. Life, honor, reason, what is this? At midnight, wait alone in your consulting room and admit with your own hands into the house a man who will present himself in my name. Place the drawer which Poole brings you in this man's hands. If you then insist on an explanation, he will satisfy you that these arrangements are of capital importance. Think of me in a strange place, laboring under a blackness of distress that no fancy can exaggerate. Yet, if you will punctually serve me, my troubles will roll away like a story that is told. If not, you've seen the last of your friend, Henry Jekyll. He's mad. No doubt of it. What are these things? Unmarked, of Jekyll's own manufacture, then. Why does he send them here? It is plain that I have to deal with a madman, or rather with his messenger. I don't half like it. I'll unchain my watchdog. There. Now I feel truly hospitable. That clock wants but a moment of 12. It must be fast. No, or I am wrong. I'll open the window and take my time from the bell of St. George. By the Lord Harry, what a night. It rains waterspouts. And not a soul to be seen. Ah, yes, there goes the bullseye of a policeman. My good friend, I may want you yet. The hour. Well, here I am. He can't complain of me, but the other.
Knocker raps gently at the door of the flat.
Bless me. There he is already.
Goes to the table and takes a lamp and moves toward the door in the flat. The knock is repeated gently. As the door opens, a gust of wind blows out of the lamp, leaving the stage lighted by the fire. He retreats with a cry of alarm, puts the lamp on the table as Hyde enters, cloaked from a door.
Have you got it?
So fast, sir. The lamp.
No matter. Have you got it?
Come, sir, you forget I do not know you. His hand was like ice.
I beg your pardon, Dr. Lanyon. You are right. My impatience has shown its heels to my politeness.
Be seated, sir.
A little near the fire, I'm wet to the skin.
Very good. In the meantime,
Do not light it. Let it alone.
He is ghastly as the grave. Excuse me, I do not know your name.
My name?
Yes. Good heavens, what a suspicion. The distorted face, the evil look, the impression of disgust he makes upon me.
I come at the insistence of your colleague, Dr. Jekyll.
Then you are the wretched criminal, the murderer now hunted for in every corner of the land. You are his friend, Edward Hyde.
Silence! Silence all!
Why, how dare you venture back into the very heart of London? I have but to open that door and call in the police. You would like to kill me too, but I am armed, you see. And within an hour I'll have you safely lodged in Newgate.
Wait! Wait!
Hands off, fellow.
Stay! I say I'm here to save Henry Jekyll. By your friendship for him, I charge you to carry out his orders. For your sake, I beg it of you. I implore you to do his bidding, or his life must answer for it if you refuse.
Life?
Did he not tell you so?
Wretch, he paid you money. What is the bond between you?
You shall know all. Do but grant his request. Then deal with me as you please.
Speak for him then, if that is your mission.
But first I understood a drawbridge.
Yes, here it is. What's the matter, man? Kill yourself.
Here. Everything. Safe. Safe.
All exactly as I found it. What more?
A graduated glass, if you have one.
What, that you may drink and treat the gallows with your devil's mixture?
Man, were it only that, why should I trust myself with you? As the River Thames run dry, I tell you, Jekyll at this moment is in deadly peril. Read his letter. Is there not agony in every word?
It's like the cry of a lost soul. He is in your power now.
He is only to blame. You shall see and know all. Give me the glass. I cannot answer for delay.
Here. There is death in that hand of his. The devil's own could not have a touch more terrible.
And now to settle what remains. Will you be wise? Will you be guided? Will you suffer me to take this glass in my hand and leave your house without further parley?
By the night above us, no.
The greed of curiosity has too much command of you.
Curiosity? What has that to do with it? You ask me calmly to let a malefactor loose upon the world. I refuse. You are my prisoner.
Foolish words. You rather are in my power now. Again, I give you the choice. Think before you answer, for it shall be done as you decide. As you decide, you shall be left as you are now, and neither richer nor wiser, unless the sense of service rendered to a man in mortal distress may be counted as a kind of riches of the soul. Or, if you so prefer, a new province of knowledge and new avenues to fame and power shall be open to you. Here in this room, upon this instant, and your sight shall be blasted by a prodigy to stagger the unbelief of Satan.
What does he mean? Seems as though my heart stopped beating. You speak enigmas, and I hear them with no impression but that of doubt. You cannot wonder at it.
Choose! Sleep in peace, or learn that all your science is a cipher. Learn marvels of which Hippocrates never dreamed.
Were Jekyll's words. I have gone too far to retreat. At last I own to the greed of curiosity. Go on, I must know the end.
Good. Lanyon, you remember your vows. What follows is under the seal of your profession. And now you, who have so long been bound by narrow and material views, you who have denied the virtue of a medicine for the soul, behold, man of unbelief, behold. Ah! Lanyon! Lanyon!
Jekyll!
End of Act 3. Act 4. Enter Jekyll.
It will not do. Experiment is useless. Failure succeeds failure. The salt is not the same. A curse upon the science that can reveal half-truths and then betray us. Without this tincture, I am doomed. I were better in my grave.
The clock strikes 6.
6 o'clock. So late. And still Lanyon does not come. It is foolish to wait longer. I know the answer that he brings. My hope is but the merest thread, and that depends on my life. I am doomed like the condemned wretch who has taken his last look of earth, yet still hopes for a reprieve.
There's a knock at the door.
He is there. No, that is not his knock. What then? Who's there?
Only me, sir. Who?
I cannot see him. He suspects my secret. You have the answer from the chemist?
Yes, sir. A written message.
Very good. Pass it to me, quick. Mr. Whitelock regrets that he can only fill Dr. Jekyll's order with a sample like the last one. Useless! Useless! And Lanyon's words will be the same. Why wait to hear him say it? Rather, let me die now in my own shape, which even as I speak may be taken from me. Anything but that. Let the Danban's face they look at be Henry Jekyll's, not the face of Hyde. I laid the poison ready for the time when it should come. It has come now. That shudder again. Is it the warning? Am I too late already? Thank heaven. My own self still. What horrors incredible this glass has seen and known, and yet with what wild joy I first looked here upon the face I hate and loathe, believing my discovery a blessing to mankind. Alas, it was dreadful in its incompleteness. But stay. What if Lanyon has found the lost ingredient that will give me new power to control and conquer these fiendish transformations? I might live, be happy, to marry as I promised. Coward, what right have I even to think of her? No right. Now.
There's a gentle knock at the door. The knock is repeated.
Lanyon's knock. What? Can heaven be merciful?
Enter Lanyon.
Harry.
Come in. You have not brought it. I saw it in your face. Sit down, my poor Lanyon. You are trembling.
It is nothing. I have not been myself since
that night. I understand. You saw the chemists.
Yes, they remembered your first purchase of the salt, but assured me that the old supply was long ago exhausted. That furnished you lately was from a fresh invoice.
And it is useless like all the others. With Paul's help, I ransacked every chemist shop in London. This last interview of yours was my forlorn hope. Did you beg them to search their cellars?
More than that, I searched with them, praying to find some crate that had been overlooked, but in vain.
All is over, then. The first supply was impure. I am persuaded that unknown impurity gave the drug its power. We cannot reproduce it. I am a dead man, Lanyon.
Courage. What you fear may never take place at all.
Do not believe it. I have trifled too long with my conscience. I have destroyed the balance of my soul. The evil power within me has the mastery. It is Hyde now that controls Jekyll. Not Jekyll. Hyde.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you. 3 days ago, I dropped asleep in this chair where I am sitting. How long I slept, I do not know, but waking my eyes fell upon my hand as it lay there. Not this that I hold up now before you, but a distorted hand of a dusky pallor. I turned and saw in the glass not my face, but his, the monster's. Hyde's.
You were transformed without the drug, then?
Yes, as often of late. I have slowly lost the hold upon my original, my better self. To restore it then was the work of a moment. I had only to mix the draught and drink it, but for that I used the last of the old powders. Without them I am helpless. Once transformed again, only death can save me.
Poor Harry.
To prolong my own agony, I have destroyed your peace of mind. Forgive me, Lanyon. The nightmare which has haunted you will soon be over. Soon I shall trouble you no more.
You must seek a place of safety. Here new dangers threaten you.
What new dangers can I fear?
Utterson has found a clue.
The forged letter. I had forgotten that.
He believes you to be Hyde's accomplice. At any moment the police may search the house. You must leave it at once and go with me.
To whom do you say this? To Dr. Jekyll or to Mr. Hyde?
Harry, I entreat you.
To force you to compound felony and make that monster your companion? Why? To what end? He is prescribed and branded. He would not be safe 1 hour. No, leave him to himself. The police for Hyde have no terrors. He will escape them in his own time, in his own way.
But here you cannot escape from yourself. There is danger for you even in the sight of these surroundings.
That is true. There is not an instant to be lost. Lanyon, I have one last request to make to you. If you were ever my friend, you will hear it and grant it.
Speak. What must I do?
It concerns one whose name I hardly dare to breathe. You have guessed it.
Agnes.
Do not fear. While I live, I would not have her know my story. I dare not speak with her. I might betray myself. It is not that, but yet I must see her, Lanyon. Once, only once, while I am still myself.
But how?
I found the way. From that window, I could see her face. The court is narrow, while high above it. Bring her there upon some pretense. No matter what, she will never see me. We will never know. But I may look at her for 1 moment. 1 moment before.
I understand. And I will do it. But on one condition. Give me your promise first.
What promise?
That until this change you fear has come, you will make no attempt upon your life.
I promise. There's my hand upon it. Once more, I promise.
Meantime, have faith. Do not give way. Do not despair.
Farewell, old friend. Whatever happens, pity me and forgive me if you can.
Whatever happens, my place is here with you.
Yes. First, bring her there, and come to me afterwards alone. I will watch for your signal.
Courage. Courage.
He exits.
And so farewell. For we shall never meet again, as I know it. I am left to face my death alone. A death all. It is the other nameless terror that racks me. Terror of myself. For we are one. Again, a shudder of the grave. Have we changed places already? No, not yet. Poor fool. To waste time like a woman in tears. This is my full confession. I have not spared myself. For Gabriel Utterson, let him deal with it as he pleases. And here, my will revoking the other which he holds. He will like this better. Cancels the bequest to Hyde. What could Hyde do with money? Poor hunted wretch, the wealth of London will not save him now. Poor hunted wretch, the wealth of London will not save him now. This, too, for Utterson. Yeah! You scum! The devil's hand is at my throat. No, it is past. Agnes, where is Agnes? He promised that I should see her. She must come quickly or I shall be gone. Night is closing in. The stars are coming out. How often Agnes and I have wondered at them, and now, for me, no dawn, no twilight, only the outer blackness of the grave. Will they never come? Footsteps. An inspector of police. Well, and why not? Dr. Jekyll surely may take a breath of air unchallenged. I am like a child and start at nothing. He is gone again. No sound but the roar of London. Hark, I hear voices. Lanyon has kept his promise. She is there. They pass. She knows nothing. I will not have it so. I must speak of only one word. Agnes! Agnes! Look, it is I, Henry Jekyll! She has seen me. She will come. Thank heaven. She will come. I shall hear her voice. Shall see her once. Only once before.
Loud knocking at the doors.
Jekyll! Jekyll!
Utterson! The police!
Knock repeated.
Jekyll, I demand to see you. If not of your consent, then by brute force.
For Utterson, for God's sake, have mercy!
That's not his voice. Down with the doors.
The poison. Here.
Utterson enters, followed by Poole, Lanyon, and Agnes. Hyde drinks and throws away the file.
Order! What have you done with it?
Gone. Gone.
Hyde dies.
Who is there?
It is my master.
Curtain. Thank you for joining us for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Big thanks again to your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. Please visit him at his website, shakespeareapproves.com, or on Facebook at Shakespeare Approves Your Friendly Neighborhood Shakespeare. We have links to all of his content and more in the comments of this video. We would like again to thank all of the actors who have volunteered to read with us this evening. If you enjoyed this reading, all of our past recordings are available on our Facebook page and a little bit better organized on our website, zenithplayers.com. If you want more information on us, including how to become involved in a reading like this one, you can go to our Facebook page, Zenith Players, and send us a message, or you can send an email to casting@zenithplayers.com, and our technical director will get back to you as soon as possible. We want to continue to express our support to all of those out there who are working to keep us safe and those continuing to protest and demonstrate. Please join us Saturday for Bonduca by John Fletcher and next Monday for The Vampire by James Robinson. Planche. Thank you. And